Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another stream. It's long overdue at this point. I think I spent about a week away from streaming, but lots of stuff has been going on. As you can tell, I've got another project that I'm working on now, which is, I'd say, equally as big as the Golden Throne. Well, certainly in terms of scale at least. It's not going to involve any edge highlighting, so it's certainly not going to take 3+ years. But yeah, so we're going to kind of make a start on it today. I'm going to be working on some of the smaller aspects of it. So my plan is to paint some of the smaller pieces of scenery up first before I put them on the board. And then it'll just make things easier because I can, you know, kind of base coat the whole board and then add the little details in. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today. Hello! Jock, I was looking for that bridge today. It's amazing. It is a pretty cool bridge, Jock. It's massive as well. The picture that I've used as a thumbnail doesn't really do it any justice. It's massive. Parkinson, it looks good. Thank you very much. Hopefully it's going to look even better by the time it's done. Bearded Brigand, yo. Hello, Bearded Brigand. Welcome to the stream. We are going to try and get something done today. I think in these streams, sometimes it's 50-50 whether we actually manage to achieve anything, but we are going to go for some transfers today. I will show you guys what it is I'm working on. So I have, if it decides to load, not load, if it decides to pick it up on the camera there. But basically today I have undercoated and sort of airbrushed this Aquila lander, I think. So I'm going to go and add some details in the form of transfers, and then we're going to weather it and sort of paint all the dirt around it, basically. But I tried out a different airbrush today. I did, and it's looking really good. I actually got sent an airbrush by Gallery, and I told them, they said, oh, we'll send you the airbrush, but you've got to do a review for it, and it's taken me ages, obviously, because things have been really busy. And to be fair, I still haven't put up the review yet. But I did use it today, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not like an airbrush expert, but it's kind of done the trick, and it was nice and easy to use. I think my airbrush techniques still probably need a bit of work, but it's come out quite nice. I used Ultramarines, is it Ultramarines Blue as a base coat, and then Northern Blue on the top. But I'm really happy with how it's come out. I think it's going to look even better when it's weathered. Alright, what do we have? Quokka, are you serious? I am serious. I should have made my title like that, to be fair, with the different size letters, just to emphasize it. Alex, annoying ads, I'm here. Greetings from Rumbly, Denmark. A Rumbly, Denmark? What's going on in Denmark, Alex? Fragai, hi guys. Hello, Fragai. Quokka, hi. Hello, everyone. Golden Throne World Tour 2027 realistic. I don't think, Matsy. I got your message the other day, but I don't think it's likely. If anything, this piece that we're working on now, some of you guys will actually be able to see it and play on it because it's going to be in Hobby House in Southampton. So it's going to be nice to make something that you guys can actually use for a change instead of this, which, yeah, I don't think it's going to go around the world. Fragai, I want that bridge from your thumbnail. Do you know what, Fragai? So, basically, I've been so busy that, you know, the stream, I have not been streaming for about a week. I've just had so much going on. I went down to Hobby House, and I've kind of, well, basically, I'm making some scenery for them, long story short. And Toby, who I met down there, who's the manager, fantastic chap, he has given me a lot of scenery to build something with, and one of those was, you know, one of those pieces of scenery was the bridge. The bridge is amazing. It's going to be one of the focal points for this new project that I'm working on, but my god, it is massive. It is massive, and there's like 4 supports he's given me, and I did say earlier, but the thumbnail does not do it justice how big this bridge actually is. Quokka, motor door 1. We've done this, Quokka. The door will be getting motorized, but it's not the priority. And Big Brain knows that. But the big brain gate will get motorized. It will be done. So, yeah, my favourite part of any build, as you guys well know by now, is doing some transfers, and that's what we're going to do for this Aquila lander. You know, this project is essentially going to be where the Hive city meets the ash wastes. So we're going to have this big bridge that's kind of, you know, as you leave the city through this gate. Not as big as that, before you ask. The gate is not going to be that big. But before you, after you leave the gate from the city, you go out onto the bridge. There's going to be a big Hive wall. There's going to be habs. And there's going to be a lot of habs. I couldn't believe how many habs Toby gave me. There must be like 10 habs. So expect to see a lot of habs as well. Alex, the weather is itchy. I think it's going to pour down sometime soon. Well, that would be nice, Alex. That would be really nice. Stand out in the rain. I don't know if it's the same as it is in Denmark still with the heat wave, but we have one going on here, and it is sticky and itchy and not very nice. Not as bad as a few weeks ago, but it's still like, whew. Quokka, that's what she said, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Alright, let's try and do something productive before I waffle too much. So, I've kind of identified some transfers that I want to use for the lander. I had a hard job identifying these, but they're from the Necromunda transfer sheet. And I don't know how close I'm going to be able to get to show you guys this. Probably not close enough. Let's see if I can get a better look. There we go. So on this sheet you have the skull on top of the 3 pillars. I had no idea what that was. I had to ask one of my friends on Instagram, and he seems to think that it's the old Enforcers symbol. So I think I'm going to use them on the lander. But I just couldn't tell. And I don't see them in any of the newer transfer sheets, so I don't know whether it was an old symbol that they've changed. Frag, I had this idea of a ruined mansion for my Necromunda build with a big tower connecting it with the Hive and below my lower Hive. I told my hobby group 2 months ago. Well, you should do it, Fraga. You should certainly go for it. Sounds like a cool idea. You got to finish that Valkyrie first, but that does sound very cool. Dirty Davos, do you want to camera angle down for once so we can see what you're doing? Well, Dirty Davos, I tried to sort that out, but I don't think I have the correct lens to do it. So the thing is, I can't push this back anymore. It won't go back. You're gonna have to trust me. You're gonna have to trust me, and I'm gonna have to keep showing you what I'm working on. It's not the best arrangement, but it's gonna have to do for this stream. So let's get started then. But yes, apologies, I can't quite get it to work. Even though the space is pretty big, because my camera's so old and I just have the standard lens that goes with it, it just doesn't pick everything up. It's a bit of a pain in the ass when I'm making videos as well. Okay. I think there's also some bigger transfers on this sheet that I want to use. Matt, finally get to watch one of these. Well, Matt, you might not come back depending on how good it is. Most of the time it's me waffling for like 2 hours, but we also try and get some stuff done as well. But welcome to the stream, Matt. Okay. So, a lot of my time recently has been spent organising this studio, because when Hobby House set me the task of building them a massive table for people to play on, I was given so much scenery, and it took up a lot of space, so I have spent a few days organising it into boxes, clipping pieces off of sprue, just so I know where to find it and it doesn't take up as much room. Because, yeah, it's just been hard to maneuver in the studio at the moment. Fragai, the Valk is done! Even the base is nearly finished. Well, Fragai, does that count? No, you said the base is nearly finished. That tells me it's not finished. But that is very cool. You'll have to send me a photo as well, because I've been enjoying watching the progress for that. Did you change chat to all messages? Bruh. I haven't done it yet. Top messages. Thank you, Frag Guy. Matt, swear everyone started building 40k towers after I built mine. They might have done, Matt. Maybe you set the bar for it. Did you send me... are you the same Matt that sent me a picture? Is it the big, the old Imperial sector pieces that you used to build a tower? Because if that is you, that was very impressive. And I'm not surprised it would inspire people to do the same thing. Alex, we are not used to this heat. Where is the photo etch? Oh, on my elbow. Only plus is the young women skip to skimpy and see-through dresses. You dirty old bastard, Alex. You dirty old bastard. Fraga, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Fraga. We're back streaming again, but it's still not professional level yet. It's still very amateur hour. Okay, before I cut this out, I do need to make sure that it fits on what I want. And it should do. Luke Thompson, are you putting LEDs in the diorama? I am, Luke Thompson. It's something that's a little bit further down the line at the moment, but it's going to be done. I know the guys on chat here will have heard this 1,000 times now, but I will tell you where they are going. So the idea for LEDs is some in the channels here, each side. The light will be diffused by some walkways that I'm going to put over the top. So hopefully that's going to look really cool. And then the other LEDs are on the back of the build. We have some kind of archways, the old Imperial sector pieces. So they are going to have stained glass windows. Not real stained glass, obviously, they're little bits of plastic. And they're all going to have LEDs behind them to give off an interesting effect. And then I think we might try and get an LED above the Emperor, because I've got this machinery piece that hangs down. So we'll probably try with that as well. And yeah, that'll be the most of it. We're not going to go overboard with them. But yeah, hopefully it'll look pretty cool. Matt, yeah, that was me, all built and painted and sat in the corner gathering dust. I don't think you sent me a picture of it painted, Matt, if I'm remembering correctly. But if you have a picture of it painted, feel free to send me a picture, because I'd like to see that. Dirty Davos, so what that Imperial Hive project about? Can you explain it again? I can, Dirty Davos. I have been tasked with building a gaming table for Hobby House down in Southampton, and the idea that we have is we are going to build a table that represents where the ash wastes meet the hive. So granted, it's going to be the outskirts of the hive, but it's still going to have that verticality to it, because you know, hives are massive, so a hive wall is going to be huge. It's only going to be like the bottom layer of a hive. But I'm still trying to figure out how many stories I can go up. I'll be using what is it now? I'll be using the newer Imperial sector pieces and a bunch of Zone Mortalis pieces as well. So yeah, basically it's going to have that verticality, and then we're going to have the bridge that goes across the ash wastes, loads of hab units, and just loads of kind of pipes, rubbish. How you'd expect the ash waste to look and feel, basically. As I mentioned as well, there's going to be, you know, I don't want to say no edge highlighting, but it's not going to be like this project where I'm sinking hours into like unnecessary details, if that makes sense. So it's going to have a high level of detail, but it's not going to be edge highlighting Zone Mortalis tiles, sorry. So yeah, you can expect to see something pretty interesting. And I think the turnover will be a lot quicker. So obviously I've got a time frame to do this. It's not a case of like, oh yeah, just take 4 years and then give us the scenery whenever you feel like it. You know, I've got a bit of a time frame for this. So you should see things progress a lot quicker than the throne. And I'll be working on this as well. So, you know, it mixes it up a little bit. And it also keeps things fresh for me. So that's good too. Matt, I'll send you one over before the end of the night. That sounds awesome, Matt. I will take a look at that. Jock, hello, Jock. Welcome to the stream. What is up? Dirty Davos, so not 250 meters tall. Unfortunately not, Davos. Do you know, I would love to work in a space that has a bit more height to it, because this studio is relatively small. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, because I am very lucky that I have a space to work, and I know a lot of people don't have that, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that if I had a space with a little bit more verticality, I probably would try and build, you know, taller projects, basically. But for the time being, you know, it's still gonna, this one's still gonna be pretty tall, so. Dirty Davos, nice. Quokka, how big? Well, Quokka, it's gonna be a couple of floors. I wonder if I've got a piece to hand, actually. I probably don't. But if you can imagine the newer pieces of Imperial sector terrain, the little wall sections, I'm thinking of going up maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 of those, I guess. But that's also going to be on top of, I'm going to use polystyrene to kind of build a mound up to it, if that makes sense. So it's kind of raised up. So it's still going to have a pretty good level of verticality. And I've also got loads of other pieces that I'm going to use to bring it to life. I've also been given Bastion, if you guys remember the old Bastion kit. It's got those like fortified sections around the top, those like edge pieces. I'm going to use a bunch of them, you know, to make it look like a fortified wall. Also, something very, very cool which is being incorporated is a Fortress of Redemption. So Toby's given me one of those to play with, and it's got the really cool gun turrets and gun emplacements. So that's going to be incorporated as well, and yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty cool when it's done. Let's see, Alex. When do you find the heart for that big door? I know it's FU to paint it right now. Oh yeah, it is FU too hot. It is. But soon. So what I'm hoping, Alex, is I'm gonna spend a bit of time on this project, because again it has a you know, time frame for it, and then I'm gonna kind of work on the throne in between, so we can still make progress on the throne room, because the gate obviously is not going, you know, it's not going to be straight to the details. We're going to be airbrushing it, we're going to be base coating it, so you will see it progress, but maybe a couple of weeks, I think, because I'm going to be working on this for a little while. Fragai, you need a landing pad. You know what, Fragai? You know what? Yes, I do need a landing pad. And guess what? I got a landing pad. This is very cool, and this is actually the first time I've had hands-on with one of these. So, I've always wanted one for my own collection. Unfortunately, this does not count as my own collection, as it's going back to Hobby House. But it is going to be very cool to work with this piece. Haven't decided how I want to paint it yet, but when I get there, I'm sure I will come up with something adequately cool for it. But yeah, this is amazing. And it's pretty big as well. Look, it's bigger than my head. Very cool piece of terrain. Alex, crazy thought, a backdrop for the whole... What, for the... For this? Maybe at some stage, but, you know, we have so much of this left to do. What did I say last time? So I said, we're definitely doing the secret room that sits behind this. But, for the time being, we have to do what we have on our plate. Because if I just decide... Oh, I need that bit. If I just decide, oh yeah, I'm going to keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger, I don't think it's going to get done. And I do want it to be done. Fragai, so jealous. Well, Fragai, you shouldn't be, because I don't own it. I don't own any of this stuff. It is just here for me to build with and bring back. Which is probably for the better as well. Because we are running out of space here. We are really running out of space. Big, it is. Big Brain, hello Big Brain. You've already been mentioned on stream. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Dirty Davos, how much is the landing pad on Hobby House? It's not for sale, Dirty Davos. They don't make them anymore as far as I'm aware. I think Games Workshop has stopped producing a lot of the scenery kits that they used to make. So it's not available to buy, unfortunately. I think you can still get them on eBay, but a lot of the resellers are asking for a pretty hefty price, as far as I know. Okay, let's actually get one of these transfers off the sheet. I've always wanted to paint one of these Aquila landers, but I've never really pulled my finger out and done it, basically. You'll probably be surprised to hear this is not one of the kits that I was given to use to create the new project. This is one of my own, which I'm going to put on the project because I feel like it should be used and played with. So I'm actually giving away one of my kits. Frag I don't want to own it, just building it would be so much fun. Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing as well, Frag But I feel like I kind of do want to own it as well. What have we got? Big Brain. The gate the gate looks good and unmotorized. It does, Big Brain. It does. We are going to get there though. As promised, as stipulated in our agreement, it will be done, but it will not be the priority. So you hang around, you'll see it done. Dirty Davos, well, yeah, I'm not begging to become poor. That is fair enough, Davos. That is fair enough. It is a shame when you look at some of the really cool kits that are available on eBay and then you see the price and you're like, you know what? I don't fancy going into debt. It's bad enough as it is buying kits from new. Did you ever team up with the guy who builds the Scale Emperor's Titan? Eric's Hobby Workshop? I have not. Eric's Hobby Workshop is fantastic though, and I've mentioned, I brought up his stuff a few times because it's really inspiring. He's definitely quicker than me in terms of getting stuff done. Love his work, but no, I have not worked with him. And he's also in Canada, so I feel like it would be quite hard for us to do something that could actually be put together. So yeah, but it still would be cool. Still would be very cool. All right, let's get one of these on. But I had good fun with my airbrush today. So one of the things I have to do now is type out a little review for my gallery airbrush and say how I got on with it, and then let you guys know. So I will give you an honest review of how I got on with it. I find it really good, but there's, in terms of like longevity and stuff, can't really speak to that because I've only used it once. In terms of effect, I was really happy with it. So yeah, I'm going to give it another blast throughout these projects and let you know how I get on with it properly. Alright, I'm missing something. I'm missing some tweezers. Bear with me, guys. Here we go. The messages are coming in thick and fast. I know you're busy over your ears, but at some time the Golden Throne, my brain is cooked today. I know you're busy over your ears. I am busy over my ears at the moment. I am, but at some time, a golden back would be. I see. So Alex, what you want? You want a backboard for this? Is that what you want, Alex? Because it could be a possibility further down the line, but I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. But it would be very cool. Dirty Davos, the terrain is crazy expensive. Yes, even getting it from 3D printing stores is still very expensive. I make a lot of stuff with crafting foam, like isolation foam and stuff. I mean, that's one of the enjoyable things, Davos, is making terrain from bits and pieces that you find. I haven't really done it so much recently. The only thing I did use was, if you have seen my little Necromunda Ash Waste piece that I done recently, I used 2 tile spaces as walkways because they had this kind of grid texture on the top of them. and they looked really good. So yeah, it worked out. What have we got here? The Traitor Guardsman subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel, the Traitor Guardsman. I always get caught off guard now when those notifications go off, because I'm like halfway through saying something and I'm like, oh, something's happening. Something's happening. I don't have a very good multitasking brain. Darth Braw, are you going to have 2 Warlord Titans standing guard around the Golden Throne? We're going to have 2 Titans, Darth Braw, but they're going to be Warhound Titans. So the gate is designed, well, and it's going to be motorized for Titans to fit through at some stage. It's designed so it's high enough for a Warhound Titan to fit through. So at some stage, I'd like to have one, you know, either side of the gate or standing here. Haven't really decided yet, but yes, we are going to have 2, hopefully. The Traitor Guardsman, there is an Emperor-class Titan in the storeroom at the Manchester store. I feel like one of those would be too big. For what I have, basically. I feel like a Warhound Titan isn't too dominating, so it'd fit in quite well. A Warlord Titan would be a little bit too big, I think. Big Brain, I'm back at my apartment and ready to build a Shadow Seer for the throne. Awesome, Big Brain. I am looking forward. I also forgot about that. I've just had so much on my plate, I forgot that you were going to do that for us. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Okay, let's do this. So much yapping, and I'm not actually getting transfers on this this thing. All right, let's go for it. Frag-Eye, the gate would fit a Reaver. It probably would fit a Reaver. I don't know how tall a Reaver is. I know that when I spoke to Frankie about the gate design, I gave him the measurements for it, and that was after me getting the measurements for the height of a Warhound Titan. And I think I got the full height of it, and I added an extra little bit just to be sure, basically. I didn't want it to have to stoop to get through. But bear in mind, when I did do that, I never expected Big Brain to want it motorized. So things have changed a little bit now, and we've got more logistics to work out. Frag-Eye, no, sorry, I read that. Big Brain, did Frag-Eye remind you to change the chat settings? He did, Big Brain. It was one of the first things he said, I think. Yeah, I've done it now. I can't believe I forgot, but I always forget, don't I? So it's no big surprise for you guys who are regularly here. Alright, let's get this first one on. If it's ready to come off. Alex, better start a little gift for it. Love watching your channel, Alex. Thank you very much, Alex. That is very kind of you. That will be going towards the throne room. Thank you very much. Very cool. It does make me worry a little bit about what I'm going to need to get hold of, though, for this room that we're going to work on. Definitely going to need... Do you know what? It's not even the bits that worry me for this secret room. The thing that worries me is all the tables. So the table that this piece sits on is like... it's just a dining room table. And I've built this kind of shelf, same height. So what I'm going to need to do for the secret room is kind of fabricate a table, basically. Fabricate a table to build it on top of. And that's what worries me more than building the secret room. So your donation, Alex, is probably going to go towards wood for fabrication, which is still awesome, and it still helps, so thank you very much. Okay, let's get this. Forgive me if I go quiet as well, guys. I know the regulars know this, but I'm very bad at multitasking. So I kind of go quiet when I'm concentrating. So getting some of these transfers to sit on straight, I'm probably going to be sat here in dead silence. Since we're talking about other projects that I'm working on, if you guys have any cool ideas that you'd like to see in the Ash Wastes, like even if it's, you know, even if it's not like grand things like the massive bridge or you know, huge towers and stuff, for example. You know, little things you'd like to see on the board. It's not going to have miniatures stuck to it because obviously it's going to be a board that you guys can game on. But if there is anything that you would like to see or you can think of that would be in the Ash Wastes, feel free to let me know. I do like to hear ideas because sometimes I get a little bit stuck, so it's nice to hear what you guys have to say about it. And obviously, a few things that have been brought up in the past have been added to the Golden Throne, so never feel like you're just going to be ignored, because that's not how it works. Okay, I will show you guys. Alex, whatever helps, just love modelling and fun. Well, again, Alex, I've said this before, but it's not the same without you guys. You know, this kind of channel wouldn't exist without you guys, and the streaming wouldn't exist without you guys. And I know we're a you know, moderately small channel, especially in terms of streaming. But again, I wouldn't be doing it if you guys weren't here with me. So thank you for joining me, and that's all of you as well. Okay, so I might wonder if this will come up on the camera. See, do you know how bad I am at this? So I've just put the transfer on. I'm pointing it at the laptop. I'm like, here, take a look at this. There's no camera on the laptop. Here we go. So let's see if the camera picks it up. So I'm just starting with basically some. Oh, let's see if it goes back into focus. Some bigger transfers on the back of this thing. But look at that. Look. Oh. I might need to improve my airbrush skills a little bit. But for you know, for a first attempt after a while. No, I don't think that was in focus, so I apologise. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. Let's get a few more on it. I definitely would not be able to achieve what I have achieved without an airbrush. Now, I know I'm still kind of like... I'm fairly new to it, I'd say still. I probably picked it up last... Oh, was it last year? Or was it before that? I think it might have been the year before that, but I used some old airbrushes that were kind of crap. So I'd like to say the past year has been me trying to get it right. But a lot of this stuff would not be possible without it, so I'm kind of glad that I've managed to pick it up and sort of become a bit better at it. Definitely not proficient though. There's definitely a lot to learn yet. Big Brain, with you making a cool diorama for Hobby House, maybe I need to check it out if I'm ever in the area. You should, Big Brain. If you're ever coming across to the UK, obviously when it's done, you don't want to get there before it's done, you should go and check them out. They have a very cool hobby space. Which one am I using now? Also, I'll be down there for events. I forgot to say this. This is probably not a big thing, because I'm not like a big creator. But when I make these tables and pieces of scenery for Hobby House, I'm also going to go down there for like a day. We're going to set up an event. So you guys can come and, you know, ask me some questions and meet me, because it'd be good to meet some of you guys. So if that ever tickles your fancy... I'll keep you guys in the loop. I'll post all about it on Instagram and stuff. I know that a lot of you who watch this aren't actually here in the UK, but, you know, it doesn't stop you from coming over and having a little holiday. Traitor Guardsman, Ash Wastes, is that Necromunda? If so, is it outside of Necromunda or Secundus? Do you know what, Traitor Guardsman? That is a good question. I think it's going to be Hive Primus, just because Secundus is ruins, isn't it? There's not really much left of Secundus. So, yeah, the idea is Ash Waste, Necromunda. Because the Hive is so huge, it's going to be... Well, in my head, I have the idea that it's an area of the bottom of the Hive, where it meets the wastes, that's kind of just about defended. So maybe you'd find a few planetary defense soldiers there, and that's about it. Like maybe one kind of small garrison, but mostly like inhabited by Hive scum, and pretty run down as well. So that's what I'm thinking in my head, at least. Is this? noticed a mistake. That annoys me sometimes. Occasionally you get the little transfer decides to curl up on itself if it's a bigger one, which requires a bit of finagling to get correct. So I think that's going to have to do. Yeah, that's alright. Also, it's going to be damaged anyway. I'm going to give it some chipping and all sorts of stuff. Oils, chipping. You're not going to notice some of the details. Let's get some more on there. Matching one, no. I was surprised looking at these panels on this piece, actually. They kind of look bigger than they actually are. So I do mainly need to use smaller... Oh my god, the camera's just having none of it. Okay, no. There we go, look at that, it's just got to be dead center. So I've got to put a few smaller ones on, I think. Alex, won't say I excel at building, but I slap myself in the face when painting. I know I am stupid, it's a hobby. You don't have to top-notch work, but I just... you don't have to top-notch work. Just love what you do. Exactly, Alex. And the thing is, I don't think you are the only one who feels like that. Certainly I feel like that quite a lot, and it's only recently that I've kind of managed to knock it on the head a little bit. You know, you can see painters out there who are really, really good, you know, like fantastic painters, and sometimes you feel that you need to match that level, or you need to be a certain level of painter to be happy with your work. And it's not the case, you know, like some miniatures I think you're going to like more than others. It's just getting to a point where you can, you know, look at a piece and be like, it's not perfect, but I like it and I enjoyed the process. And I think if you can do that, you're kind of halfway there, really. And things only get better. You start to enjoy your hobby a bit more because you're not putting as much pressure on yourself. Again, I'm just speaking from my own experience, and I know it's different for other people, but that's how I kind of got around it, is just, you know, you take the pressure off a little bit, you admit that some pieces you're not going to like as much, and, you know, over time you're practicing your skills anyway, so maybe you'll find you get to a stage where you know, really do enjoy what you're painting most of the time. Traitor Guardsman, Dust Wall Shantytown. Yes, Traitor Guardsman, there's going to be something similar to that. I've got the habs that I'm going to use. I'm going to probably run them down a little bit more, but we're going to have plenty of those. I'm going to make things look pretty grim. So maybe not a full-on shantytown, but maybe a hab shantytown. We've also got the... Sorry, I know I'm looking this way, it's because I've got a bunch of the scenery off screen here. But we have some radar arrays as well, we have some fences, we've got some shipping containers. There is all sorts. There is a lot of stuff that I probably won't use it all on the one build, but you're going to see a lot of interesting kits used. Big Brain, I know not the pain with transfers, only the joy of freehand. Yes, so for those of you who don't know, Big Brain likes to freehand everything. He doesn't use transfers. So, more credit to him. I could not do that. Again, that's another thing that I cannot do this hobby without now, is transfers. Before I got back into the hobby, didn't use them as well, just couldn't do it. But now I know how to, wouldn't go without them. I love them too much. Let's use some of these smaller ones. I'm going to put a couple on the wings as well. I got this little sheet from Hobby House too. In fact, Toby's going to send me some more transfers for this build. But this is one of my favourite transfer sheets too. It's the one that comes with the ridge hauler. Oh, let's see, where's the middle of the camera? There we go. It's fantastic because it's got loads of codes on it. So, dead handy for dead handy for like Zone Mortalis bits, and also I was going to say tanks and stuff, but I don't really, you know, build and paint any tanks. But if you were going to, it would be handy for you as well. Right. I think on these streams I'm going to start working on a few of the smaller pieces. Just because if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, the idea is to work on individual pieces, sort of piecemeal, I guess you could say. So then when we come to do the you know, the table basically, we can stick all the pieces down and all the details are already done. What I don't want to do is, a mistake I made with the Golden Throne is I glued everything down straight away. And when it comes to painting, it means I got to lean over the board, you know. And in some cases, when we get to the back, it's gonna, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It's gonna have to be like Mission Impossible style, and start picking out the details that way. So I didn't want to do that with this board, so I haven't glued any of them down yet, and I probably won't glue them down until they are painted, because then we can make all the, you know, all the dust and stones and sand and everything we can put around the painted pieces. So yeah, we're basically just trying to not mix it up, but work in a more productive manner, basically. Big brain. No, big brain. Yeah, big brain. My tanks are grav tanks. Are you doing a video on the commission build? I am actually, big brain. I've started filming bits for it, basically, because we've got to make this table in 3 sections. So I've started recording what I'm working on. The thumbnail that you guys have seen for this video is kind of, I'd say, just about where I'm at the moment. I might be a little bit further ahead than that, basically. And yeah, I'm documenting everything, so expect to see videos about the project as well, and expect to see some more about this. So we're not just going to continuously live stream. As much as I do enjoy live streaming, we're going to go back to videos as well. So for those of you on the channel who don't watch these, which again is fine, you'll have some videos to watch fairly soon. Alex, shared it before. I also build 1/16th scale armor, Leopard 2A7 DK and M113. So I don't make it easy for myself. Well, I feel like with the 40k stuff, it's easier because you can kind of do what you want with it, in a sense, because surely when you've got the historicals, well, again, I know you can do whatever you want with your own models, but surely with the historical stuff you have to stick to like a certain colour scheme and you know, like you've got certain constraints. Is that what makes it difficult? Somerset Fencer, for the Emperor. Anyway, have you managed to get a 3D printer yet? I haven't, Somerset Fencer. I've been asked a few times about it, but I haven't done it. One of my concerns is it becoming another whole hobby in itself. So I would have to learn how to use it. I would have to, I'd have to set it up and everything. I know that sounds like a throwaway complaint. Oh, I'd have to set it up. But my main worry is it becoming another hobby, and then I just find myself printing off loads and loads of stuff, and every time you see me on stream, I've just got something new. You know, I need to finish what I've got. But they, yeah, I know they would help. I know if I use them properly, sorry, it would help. Okay, let's get another one on. We're like half an hour into the stream and I've done 1 transfer. So let's try and make it 2 at least. What's everyone else working on this evening? Is anyone doing any hobbying, or are we just hanging out for the Friday evening? I managed to check the football games for this stream, because I know we're down to, the finals now, the finals tomorrow, and there's the playoffs for 3rd place, I think. So, yeah, I had to check there was no football on. But yeah, what are you guys up to? No, what have we got? Big Brain. Oh no, I'm missing all of them. Somerset Fencer. It can easily become another hobby, but it's such a cheap hobby compared to Warhammer. And also linked in very nicely with Warhammer, my only advice, get FDM, not resin. I'll bear that in mind, Somerset. What's the advantages to using the FDM? Is it quicker? I've heard that the resin printers are a bit smelly. Like it gives off a smell when you're using the resin. Big Brain, I have an FDM printer working on deck box for my other expensive hobby. That was magic, wasn't it, Big Brain? Is it magic? I think you told me it was magic, so we're going to go with magic. Traitor Guardsman, in Necromunda lore, one of my favourite places is the Baneblade settlement near the Dust Wall, a town made of 10 destroyed Baneblades. That is cool. Why didn't you tell me that before? Why did no one tell me about that? That sounds like a cool idea. Might be a little bit difficult now, since Games Workshop has actually removed the Baneblade from sale. You can't get hold of one. So I don't know whether that's just going to be a repackaged jobby, or whether we're going to get an upscaled Baneblade. Anybody's guess. I think... maybe I shouldn't have put that one there. Somerset Fencer, Magnus the Blue. Magnus the Blue. FDM is cheaper and easier. Okay, I will bear that in mind. I do have some resin prints that I've got from a company called Sumpsea Factory. Love them. They are fantastically detailed. But again, because I'm not knowledgeable with printers, I don't know how long they take or whether it's more difficult and all that sort of stuff. I just want a printer that's not going to be hassle, you know, because I get kind of tied up and frustrated when I can't understand something easily. So if an FDM printer is easier, I'll probably go with that. Let's see, and safer as well. That's good because there is pets running around sometimes. Alex, the Leopard 2A7DK we received in 2022. Most updated before the A8 version of the trophy defense system is up. Oh, so this is a new tank. There's been me the whole time thinking it's a historical tank. So shows how much I know about any modern day stuff, doesn't it? I'm going to move this transfer. In my haste to put down a second transfer, I put it in the wrong place, guys. Now I've got to very gently move it. Okay, let's see if this works. Play ball transfer. Yes. Alright. Painless. Big Brain, I was there when Norway lost against England. I'm sorry about that, Big Brain. It didn't do us much of a favour anyway. We beat you guys, but then we're out now. And the thing is, I got invested. I made the mistake and I got invested. I'm not a football guy, but I watched England versus Norway just because England have got this far, or they had got that far. So watched it, England won. I thought, oh, you know what, I'll watch the semi-final. Went with my friends, watched it around one of their houses, and yeah, England lost to Argentina. So that's the end of that. I guess we'll see who wins tomorrow. Matt, I hate when I drop a piece of model on the floor, 10 minutes searching later. Is that where you've been, Matt? Is that why you've been so quiet on the chat? You've been looking for that piece that you dropped. Not the first time that's happened on this stream. Who was it? Was it... I think it was Frag Eye, I think, a few streams back, decided to lose a piece and spent a bunch of time looking for it on the floor. Somerset Fencer, and won't burn your lungs out. Well, I don't want to do that, Somerset Fencer. I have to be careful enough when I'm undercoating things and airbrushing. Sometimes I don't put the mask on. Which is really bad, and to be fair, I've started correcting myself and wearing a mask. It's just because I want to get stuff done, so I'm just like, oh, okay, if I go now. But yeah, I don't want to burn my lungs out. Even though it's contradictory of what I've just said. Don't follow my health and safety standards, they're awful. What else we got here? Yeah, so you found it though, Matt, you found it. 10 minutes well spent. Jock, clipping some 8mm Killzone minis. That's not Killzone, that's not based on the Killzone game, is it, Jock? I'm not sure I've heard of Killzone minis. Or is that just a different game system? If it was like actual Killzone minis, I would really like that. I was a big fan of that franchise. I missed the games that were on PS3, which to be fair was most of them. But the first one I played on PS2, Killzone, I really enjoyed it. And even though I didn't have like a PlayStation 3 console, I'd kind of watch the playthroughs of it and then like look at the lore online. Really enjoyed that. Did play Shadowfall, that wasn't as good. It was still okay, but the story was a bit like, yeah. Go check Polyreal Studio. Polyreal Studio. I will save that, Jock. Oh, yes, like the game. I will definitely check that out. Not that I need another reason to be distracted. I'll save that. Because, yeah, I got enough on my plate. But I do really like Killzone. It's one of those franchises that is just like, yeah, it's up there for me. I don't think it's ever going to get another game, though, which is a shame. Big Brain, I am Mr. HMS, Health Environmental Security. You'll have to make sure I get this motor on correctly then, Big Brain, since you are the engineer. Okay, cool. So, that's another transfer done. We need some more. I'm a yapper today. I've got like a week's worth of stuff that I haven't told you guys about, so yeah, I'm going to be yapping about it. I'm also copying the football players with the hydration breaks now. We're going to start making that a thing. Time out, guys. We need a hydration break. Okay. So, let's do some more of these. Half of the problem is deciding which ones I want to use and like kind of what they'd look like on the lander. Because when I'm doing stuff on my own, I have a good think about it, you know, I'm not always action, and I know some of you guys could probably joke and be like, yeah, you can tell by the length of time that it's taking to make this thing behind me, but yeah, a lot of the time I'll kind of spend time thinking about it, because I don't like just adding transfers or adding details for the sake of it, because I like to have a reason for it, otherwise it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. I like things to make sense. I like things in universe to feel like they would have a reason for doing it, you know? I am an engineering student. Well, you're going to come in awfully handy, Big Brain. I'm going to check in with you on the motors. Let's get one of these codes. And yes, I know it's going to get mentioned at some point on this stream, but no, I still haven't done the Discord. I still haven't done it, so please do not throw rotten tomatoes at me. I know I'm shit at getting stuff done. I'm really sorry. Jock, the mix with some Legion Imperialis vehicle seems perfect. Brought my first mini, a Thunderhawk. Oh, yeah, sorry. Do you know what, that caught me off guard there, because I know you did say Legion Imperialis, but I was thinking like, oh, you went and bought a big Thunderhawk. Yeah, the Legion Imperialis stuff is really cool. I don't know if it's anything like Epic used to be in terms of rules and stuff, but the miniatures do look cool. Again, I keep myself on the straight and narrow, no distractions, haven't bought any. Big Brain, I was about to mention the Discord. I bet you were, Big Brain. See, we're connected. I know what you're thinking. But no, I haven't done it yet, and I do apologise. I will try and get it done before the weekend is out. Because we all do need a little hub anyway that we can talk and share what we're working on. Because I know some of you here do not use Instagram. And again, that's absolutely fine. I know a lot of people do not use social media nowadays, and do you know what? I don't blame you. The amount of absolute shit on social media is mind-boggling. So I think we need a Discord where we can just share what we're working on and, you know, talk about Warhammer stuff. Right. Alex, I made some terrain like the big Aquila plate. Oops. Sorry. Big Aquila plates for my godson. Sewing nails with transparent orange on the tips. World War II fire arcs? You don't overlap when they do friendly fire. That sounds pretty detailed, Alex. It sounds like you're going all out. But that's the thing. It's nice to have those details because you kind of know that you've added them, and it's rewarding. And obviously, other people looking at your miniatures might not always see that, but you're doing it for yourself, aren't you? It kind of goes back to what we're on about you know, your painting level and being happy with your painting level. Putting details on your miniatures that you see and not necessarily everyone else, it's rewarding. You're like, you've taken the time and effort to put that on there. And you kind of want to tell people about it. I feel like some of the details that we'll have on these two projects now are going to be things that I'm going to want to tell people, but I'm going to hold off. What I'm going to do is add details, and I'm going to let you guys try and find them. Cool. I dropped my transfer. I don't want to make it too easy for you guys. I'll put some little Easter eggs in there that you've got to find. Jock, rules of cool, mate. It is rule of cool, Jock. I do agree with that as well. You know, to sort of counterbalance the point, I'd say that I suppose not everything you're doing needs to make sense. There is the rule of cool, but I just feel like sometimes when I'm adding transfers, I want them to... Oh, I dropped it again. I want them to feel like there is some rhyme or reason to where they are on the build, basically, or on the scenery. Having said that, I forgot where I'm going to put this one now, but okay. Let's see what we've got here. Anyway, at the end of the day, it is your hobby, and you can do whatever you want with it. You know, I am not going to be someone who tells people how you have to do things, and I'm not going to judge anyone for doing things the way they want to. It's what I do, and if someone said, you must do it this way, I'd be like, nah, piss off. Okay, I'm going to have to use a brush for that. I managed to chip a little hole out of it. Again, it's not going to make too much of a difference, because it's all going to be weathered. It's actually really nice to work on this because I've got so many miniatures, and you guys know that. I've got so many miniatures and pieces of scenery that have almost been neglected, I think. You know, I've just accumulated them over the 5 or 6 years that I've been back in the hobby. And it's just nice to work on something now, especially this little piece. So I've got the rest of them behind me. I prepped all of them, basically. I prepped the wings. There we go, I prepped the wings and the cockpit. Got it all ready for weathering and transfers. But prior to that, these miniatures have been sat in a box for 2 or 3 years. So it's actually nice to just like get working on them, basically. The Traitor Guardsman, the world and the atmosphere of Blade Runner is one of the reasons why I got into Warhammer 40k. That makes sense, Traitor Guardsman. I think a lot of people probably feel a similar way. One of the things I kind of enjoy about Warhammer is watching films that inspire me to make Warhammer, you know, like scenery and stuff like that. So Blade Runner would be good. What else have I watched now? I talked about this last stream, and it was an awful film. I can't remember what the name of it is now. Basically, it's G.R.R. Martin done like a kind of dystopian, dystopian post-apocalyptic film. I cannot remember what it was called. It's got Batista in it and Mila Jovovich, and it was rubbish. It was so crap. But one of the good things was a lot of the environments were pretty cool, and they kind of reminded me of Necromunda. So even though I watched this film and I was like, rubbish film, the scenery and the terrain kind of inspired me. So it's got something positive from it. Event Horizon is also, I know people describe it as like a Warhammer universe film. It's not. I mean, let's not do that. It's not. But it is very cool. So there's that one. Any kind of post-apocalyptic films, I feel like, kind of set the tone too. Sorry, I'm trying to read my chat and I'm getting adverts. But yeah, Blade Runner is fantastic. Absolute cult classic film, though. Does anyone have any recommendations for films that I might not have seen? Because, you know, as I said, like, watching stuff that kind of makes me think of Warhammer, I like that. And it might help with this project, so if you've got any suggestions, one that I have to watch, and I feel like some of you guys are really gonna flip out with this one, is I've seen some stills from the film Akira, and I haven't seen that film yet. So I'm gonna try and make some time this weekend to watch Akira. I feel like some of you in the comments will be like, what? Because I know that is like a very cult film. Jock, Judge Dredd was a classic too. Are we on about Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, or are we on about Carl Urban Dredd? Because they are two very different films. Aesthetically as well, they are two very different films. You might hear a bit of scratching on the door. My little dog has come out and she's like, I want to come in. You can't come in. I'm streaming. Okay, let's do some more. What do I want? Might have some transfers with a bit of colour now, maybe. I still have to do the silver and the bolt gun. It's not bolt gun metal. I always want to call it bolt gun metal, but it hasn't been bolt gun metal for like 10 years. Lead belcher. I still need to do all the details with lead belcher, but I would like some transfers that have a little bit of colour, so I think I might use some of the warning symbols. Big Brain, do you like foreign movies? I'll watch foreign movies. I will watch anything if it's good. I'm not too bothered about the language that's spoken. I just want good entertainment, basically. And it's nothing that subtitles can't fix, anyway, if I can't understand the language. Which is going to be like 100% likely, because I can only speak English. Jock, yes, salon time, baby. Like, I see you've corrected it to Stallone, but I like the mistake you made there. You're getting really excited to go and get your hair done, Jock. Salon time, baby! Do you know what? I know I make plenty of mistakes on this stream, right? Plenty of mistakes, but some of the spelling mistakes that you guys make, they do make me chuckle. And they always seem to, like, fit perfectly as well. It's not like spelling the yes right. It's Stallone as Salon. Sorry, Jock, I'm offering you up as a sacrifice there, but it is pretty funny. Alright, come on. Let's use some warning symbols then. Where would we find some warning symbols? Probably on this little side panel. Let me enjoy my hair. Leave me alone. Traitor Guardsman, it's a must-watch. Also, Dominion Tank Police. Oh, sorry, I think I missed... What did I miss there? Ah, here we go. Sorry, Traitor Guardsman. I think I... Oh, no. I thought I missed it, but it's not. You were on about Blade Runner. Is a must-watch. Dominion Tank Police. I'll save that as well. I will screenshot that. I imagine you, Jock, with your flowing locks of hair, like freshly permed hair. Alex, exactly my point. Lots have this. If you don't like this, it's wrong. No, it's sci-fi. You do it. God, I'm really sorry, Alex. I'm just butchering everything you type out. You do it like you do. I know this is Vietnam, but we were soldiers. We were soldiers. Do you know what? I feel like I've heard that one. I don't think I've seen it though, Alex. I'm going to save that as well. But yeah, exactly, Alex. You're reinforcing the point that you do it the way you want to do it. It's not about other people looking at your work and enjoying it. It's about you looking at your work and enjoying it. So if you like something, do it. If you want to paint it pink, you want to paint it, you know, whatever colours, it doesn't matter. Just go for it. It's about enjoying the time that you're creating stuff, you know. Right, I'm gonna add one of these. One of the things that does worry me is that people put far too much pressure on themselves to, like, achieve perfection. And I know this is going to sound ironic because I am a self-confessed perfectionist at times. I've mentioned it in some of my videos on the project. But I do feel like people put too much pressure on themselves, and I know I'm guilty of it. Then again, mine is kind of like, I decided to build a giant throne room and take up all the space in my studio, so I kind of deserve it a little bit. But yeah, I do find that people sometimes they put too much pressure on themselves to make something perfect, and it's not about that. It's about having fun. As kind of corny as that sounds at times, but let's be fair, all of us have limited hobby time, so you want to be enjoying what you're working on. You want to be enjoying your hobby time. You don't want to sit down after a day of work, you know, say you got 2 hours, you don't want to sit down and hate the time that you're spending on your miniatures because you're just trying to get them perfect. You know, you want to sit down, either put some music on, or put this channel on, listen to me waffle, and, you know, get creating. Jock, the first Rage game is a cool setting too. It is, Jock. That was... I feel like that game had a lot of missed potential, I want to say, because it was an interesting game, but the story kind of ended with a whimper. The other one, which I've tried twice, is Rage 2. I've tried to get into that. It's got really cool environments and stuff, but I'm just not getting past the first few levels, I think. And first time I picked it up, I ended up getting lost. So, I don't know, maybe I ought to try it again, but I don't know. Has anyone played that? Is it worth it? Because I'm at that age now where I've got to be careful of what I spend my time doing. So I need good recommendations, you know. I'm not in my early 20s anymore now. I can't spend like hours on a crap game, basically. I've got to pick something up and be like, either I enjoy it or I don't, because otherwise it's just going to be wasted time. Still playing it. Is that, what, was that the second one, Jock, or was that the first one? Because, do you know what, if the second one's not very good, I might just go back. I do know the ending for the first game, but I would go back for the environments and the gameplay. Here we go, that's looking good. Again, I do want to try and not go overboard with some of the transfers, so maybe we'll get one more on that, I think, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. Because I've still got the wings to do yet. Oh, I really do like this piece. I put on Instagram that this is the best piece of terrain that Games Workshop have done. Oh, how do we... Camera doesn't like this at all. Yeah, I argued that this was the best piece of terrain that Games Workshop have done, and I still feel that way. It's just such a cool piece of scenery. Matt, I lost 2 weeks of my life playing Farming Simulator this month. Fair enough. That is a left field call there. I was not expecting Farming Simulator, but I guess if you're enjoying it, whatever it is, go for it. Some people kind of prefer the cozier games, so I don't know, is Farming Simulator like a kind of cozy game? Never played Farming Simulator. I think I played Flight Simulator once and crashed. 40k farming, brother. Maybe we should get a spin-off. 40k simulator. Although I feel like that would be very bleak for farming. Because what would you be farming? Like corpse starch or something? That would be grim. What do I want now? What other... Kind of confused as to what other transfers I should stick on this. Maybe I will have a think while we work on one of the wings. I think that is probably for the best. So we will do that. We'll let you dry over here. Traitor Guardsman, from the Assault on Blackreach box set. It was. I'm not sure whether you could buy it on its own at some point. I feel like that might have been a possibility. But yes, it is well known for coming out with the Assault on Blackreach box set. And they have not done anything as cool since. I'm trying to think if there's anything... Because I know some of the newer scenery kits are quite cool, but I don't think anything tops it. Not to say I don't like the new scenery and terrain that comes out. I think it is great. I feel like it doesn't hang around that long is one of the issues. So a lot of the stuff that I have here in the studio, a lot of the scenery kits, you just can't buy anymore. I think when I looked on the Warhammer site recently, there was just kind of Mechanicus stuff. You've obviously still got all the Necromunda pieces, so you've got all the Zone Mortalis stuff, which is good because it's a staple and it always gets used. But in terms of some of the other 40k scenery, I don't see it about. They bring it back occasionally for made to order, but then you've got to wait like 180 days. So it's not really to anyone's benefit if you've got ideas that you want to work on straight away. Matt, instead of a tornado, Dark Eldar... instead of a tornado, Dark Eldar turn up to ruin your day. Well, that's always a possibility. And you don't want to be a Dark Eldar prisoner. I mean, that sounds pretty rough. Big Brain. An agri-world is a mono... I like this. An agri-world is a mono... culture field on a planetary scale. See, that would be quite cool, maybe, an agri-world. See, my brain went straight to Grimdark. My brain went straight to harvesting all the corpses around Necromunda and grinding them up. So maybe there's something wrong with me. Traitor Guardsman, any of the transfers that look like Imperial Navy? Yeah, I'm thinking of what else that I've got. Aquila's on, basically, Traitor Guardsman. Maybe that is a good call, actually, because I've just been looking at this Space Marine sheet. I will see whether in my Draw of Wonders, my transfer Draw of Wonders, I have some Aquilas. And I do. Regular viewers will know that the tank sheet, tank transfers, this sheet is just phenomenal. And you can get them for a couple of quid on eBay. I think maybe like £2 or £3 per sheet. Dead handy to have, and I buy a lot of them. So, what else we got? Jock, the 12 Monkeys prison planet. I haven't seen 12 Monkeys, so that's one maybe I need to see as well. That's the Bruce Willis film, isn't it? 12 Monkeys. I need to watch that. Alex, I have also been heckled by a stream because I mentioned I saw some Kamau KA52 getting S-Tag. I would like to make the 135 scale alligator. I like some Russian planes. Well, you were getting heckled away, Alex. Getting heckled on stream. I don't know whether I can heckle anyone on stream, really. I mean, I know I did just kind of put Jock through the ringer with the spelling mistake, but yeah, in terms of hobby stuff, just do whatever you enjoy, really. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't really care what people do hobby-wise, as long as they're sort of polite and, you know, kind of happy to be there, if that makes sense, you know? Like, I want to spend my time hobbying with like-minded people, and people who just want to hang out and have a bit of fun for a couple of hours. I don't want it to be uber serious, because that sucks, and life is already uber serious, so I just want to hang out and talk about hobby stuff. I don't want to heckle people for their interests and make their life difficult. Yes, incredible movie, says Jock. Well, maybe I do have to see that one. I don't know why. I feel like I've seen it come up a few times. I've just never got around to watching it. Maybe I needed that extra little push of someone who's seen it and they've been like, yeah, it's good. I liked Kongan's Nay. What is Kongan's Nay, Big Brain? I'm a little bit lost with that one. Apologies. There's always like, I don't know, with the wall of text sometimes. I know it's not a particularly fast wall of text, but I lose my spot sometimes. Fragai, I kit bashed a hind to a Valkyrie Leo. Is that a new thing, Fragai? Is that something else you're working on, or is that for the current one? Because you did mention that the current Valkyrie is nearly done. So is that something else? Okay, let's... What did I want from here? I wanted Aquila's, that's what I wanted. Yes, so actually, let's get Mr. Tail section back and let's get an Aquila on it. That was a good call by Traitor Guardsman. Aquila time. I think maybe one on each side of the fin would be a good idea. So let's go for that. Oh, that's... You kit bashed that for the Valkyrie as well. I noticed... Pardon me. I'm losing my voice here, Friday. Pardon me, losing my voice. I did notice for the Valkyrie Fragai that you'd the cockpit is different, isn't it? The cockpit reminds me of like the what is it? The helicopter. I can't remember the name of the helicopter, but I think of that kind of like rounded shape. Fragai, I wanted to tell Alex. I know him as Alex. What I did there. Yeah, fair enough. I'm just I'm interrupting. I'm sorry, Fragai. I'm sorry. I'm just reading everything that comes up on the chat. I'm just like, that must be about me. This is about me. I feel like you guys probably know a lot more about like the modern and the historical kits. I know absolutely nothing. So when you guys give me like the type, the like 27DA, I'm like sweating. Like, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. The front is a Hind D from a Rambo. Do you know what? I heard Hind and I'm just thinking the back end of it. Again, just shows how much I know, doesn't it? Okay, let's find this Aquila. Let's move past that embarrassment and go back to transfers. I know stuff about Warhammer, that's about it. Pop culture maybe and Warhammer. Which is going to be a suitable Aquila for this, do we think? Are you going to be too big? No. Let's go for that one. It's going to be quite enjoyable to weather this as well. I feel like the past few years I've got better at my weathering sort of process. And I've also expanded, right? This might not mean much to you guys, but when I sort of start getting into weathering stuff, I've been exclusively using this AK Interactive like dark brown wash, and I've always relied on it, and I've just never expanded outwards and like tried any others. So I made myself a black oil wash the other day, which I used on... What did I use it on? Brain. I used it on my ash waste project for some oil barrels. That was it. And it looked fantastic. So I think I've got to start stepping outside of just using dark brown to make everything look weathered and horrible, and maybe use some other oil washes. It's just funny sometimes how you get stuck in like a little bit of a rut. You have a process to doing things, and sometimes it limits you from experimenting. So yeah, I think we'll try a black oil wash on this one as well, see how it looks. Oh, I've lost my chat. I've lost my chat. From the movie Rambo or Metal Gear Solid, known as an MIL-MI-24. I see. I don't think I've actually seen Rambo. Would you believe it? There's quite a few popular movies that I haven't seen. Quite a few obscure ones that I have seen, but hey. Alright, where is it? Let's go back to this. We're going to use a nice big white Aquila for the tail fin, and I think that'll be the. I think that'll be enough for that piece, basically. Alex, seen so many MIL24 variants. Super, they are badass, Fragai. These guys are going for it in chat. Fragai and Alex, I feel like, would have a good conversation about those miniatures, and I would just sit and watch like a weirdo. It's nice to be back streaming though, guys. It feels like I have been away for ages. And it's probably only been a week, I think. But it's nice to be back. That's still another thing I've got to sort out, is the goddamn... set times and not dates, but the set days for streaming. I think though, if you want to get ahead of the curve here, I think what I'm going to go for is Wednesday. Was it Wednesdays? Yeah, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I think is going to be the days that I'm going to stream. And it'd probably be roughly the same time. I think it'd be from 7:30 to 8 as a start. And then till whenever, basically. And of course, we are going to have some new videos. I have been working on new videos, so I will get them up as soon as they are ready. And you guys will have some stuff to look at, basically. This fits perfectly. I will show you guys when it's sort of set a bit. But this Aquila looks great. Perfect, I would say. Yeah, so one of the things I am looking forward to with this build is going to be having people play on it. So I know a lot of you guys ask about the Golden Throne. You're like, oh, you know, is it going to be played on? Obviously, we've kind of crossed that bridge where we are going to have some battle reports on it. But as far as just like whoever being able to play on a build, this is going to be an opportunity. So once this... once this Ash Waste / Hive City project is built, you guys can play on it. So if there are any of you who are into like Necromunda, I think it's going to be used for like Necromunda, 40k, and Horus Heresy. So any of those game systems, you'll be able to play on it. And yeah, like I think it's going to be pretty interesting. So you guys can come and see it and get immersed by playing on it too. Hopefully, it's going to be something that happens maybe more than once. I don't want to jinx it, because we still got to do this table first. But there might be more in future, so we'll see how it goes. It gives me a chance as well to kind of like spread my wings and work on... Spread my wings, that sounds so weird. But, you know, essentially like... well, I just stick with it. Spread my wings and work on other things, you know? So, yeah, there's a possibility to see some other scenery and terrain in the future. And obviously with that, you know, we're not going to forget the throne. The throne is not going to be relegated. It's going to be working on both and spending adequate time on both projects. I'm not gonna read these out because I know you guys are having like a little conversation there. I tried my best so it looks good. Nihilus, can I say something about the quality of it? Absolutely, Frag Eye. Absolutely. You guys are more than welcome to talk about whatever in the comments section. I am not worried about that. Big Brain, I'm planning out my Harlequin and we'll do a scheme test on my personal Shadow Seer. That is cool, Big Brain. I'm looking forward to seeing what you conjure up. I am. He's going to be one of the Easter eggs in the throne room. Big Brain is providing us with a Harlequin. And he's going to... Are you going to paint all the checkers, Big Brain? Because I know you are a freehander. And you're saving me a huge task because I do not want to do that. I want a Harlequin on the build, but I don't want to paint it. I don't want to paint all those checkers. No, no thank you. Alright, cool. So I'm going to try and show you guys this section that I've done now with this camera that doesn't like to focus. So, let's see. Let's see if we can get the angle right. Go on, camera. Do your thing. No, look at that. It's just not playing ball. That's embarrassing. What are you doing? What are you doing? I need some better equipment. Do you know what, Alex? I might put that money towards better equipment. It's one of the things I need to do is up my game. This camera must be like 10 plus years old now, I think. And it's just, it's been good. It's been useful, but it doesn't play ball all the time, man. It does not play ball. Frag Eye, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the Harlequin, Big Brain. I think Big Brain's going to do a great job on it. And it can walk right through those motorized doors, can't it, Big Brain? You'll have the Big Brain gate, the Big Brain Harlequin. What else were we going to call Big Brain? Was it the Big Brain Vat? For the Secret Emperor? Excited to work on that as well. Because I think we are going to go with an Emperor who is pretty messed up, basically. Because we have that extract from one of the books, don't we? About Gilliman coming out ashen-faced and kind of in shock at what he sees in the throne room. So, maybe that's a really, really messed up Emperor. Okay, let's work on a wing. Big Brain, yes, I will paint checkers and I will make sure to practice on my personal collection to give the best results for the throne. Well, that is very kind of you, Big Brain. I'm sure you are going to do a fantastic job. Just take your time with it, though, Big Brain. Like I kind of said earlier in the stream, do not put a huge load of pressure on yourself. Just do what you can do, enjoy doing it, and, don't feel like it's got to be the best thing you've ever made, basically. Just do your best, and I'm sure it will be very, very cool. Okay, so we need a matching transfer. Alex, you did not need to do that. You really did. That is very, very kind of you, Alex. That is very kind of you. I'm not really sure what to say to that. I will put that towards it. Thank you very much. I was more pointing out. I don't want to feel like I'm fishing there, but I was kind of pointing out that I need to it might go on the table that I got fabricate, obviously, or it might go towards the camera, but I will put that towards the camera. Thank you very much, Alex. You got me at a loss for words, you have. You guys are very kind. I've had some very, amazing generosity on these streams, and, I can't... It sounds a bit, I struggle sometimes to put into words how to say thank you. I don't want to ramble on about it, but sometimes it kind of catches me off guard. So basically, I really appreciate Alex. So thank you very much. Big Brain. The problem with donation is the cut the platform takes. the thing is, Big Brain, it's going to happen anywhere. So, you know, with, for example, your gifted subs, Big Brain, that you bought, the platform does take a portion of it, but every platform does. So I also have a Patreon with, you know, my Patreon supporters as well. And Patreon take a cut of stuff, you know. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't take a cut of something, but the point is, at the end of the day, it all still helps. It helps keep the channel going, it helps me get the equipment I need, and it kind of helps me improve. I did say, I'll let you guys in on a little, it's not really a secret per se, but it's something that I'm aiming to do, is when I went down to Hobby House to discuss making some terrain for them and making some boards, I sort of spoke about how I would like to spend a bit more of my time doing this. Now, I know that can go either way. So basically, at the moment, I make a little bit of money from what I do, from the platforms I use, so I make some money from Patreon, I make a bit of money from YouTube, obviously, and, you know, you guys helping to contribute towards that, because we get the ad revenue as well. And basically what I would like to do is kind of gradually spend a little bit more time doing this and trying to maybe make something of this. But again, it's kind of like tentative early steps. So for the time being, I think I'm affording myself an extra day of the week to work on the projects, to you know, work on the YouTube stuff and work on videos and live streaming. Just to see whether it can become a more tangible thing, because obviously, like, I love this, you know, I would love to make something of this. I'd love to be able to, you know, eventually maybe have a bigger space, obviously more professional equipment, and just kind of, you know, make something of it, make scenery, hang out with you guys, do hobbying, be creative, basically. So, yeah, you know, I'm going to try and aim for that. We'll have a bit more time to spend on the projects. And, yeah, we'll just see where it goes, you know. It's nothing is set in stone, but the dream would be to spend more time doing this and more time hanging out with you guys, basically. Also gives me more time to just work on stuff and get stuff churned out, because it does, you know, some projects do take a while. So it's nice to have the time to work on the little details, you know. Big Brain, Ko-Fi is the platform that takes the least cut. I've not heard of that one, Big Brain. I will check it out. What's that say? From my donations, you get a 52.5% cut. I do. One thing I will actually point out, Big Brain, is something I found out, that when you buy through, if you guys are watching on a mobile device and you buy through that, Apple takes a cut as well, and apparently this didn't used to be the case. It used to be that the creator would get more of a cut, but now Apple takes a cut because clearly they need the money. I lost my train of thought there, having a dig at Apple. Yes, they do, but that's it. That's what I was saying. Finally clawed it back. If you buy on desktop, if you purchase gifted subs, or if you purchase gifts, super chats, all that kind of stuff, I think that I get more of a cut from it because it doesn't go through Apple. So that's what I found out. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I read. Fragai, just a question, how far off are we from Discord? So Fragai, I did apologise earlier in the stream because I am absolutely useless, but I am going to try and get it done this weekend. I've got some time this weekend. I've actually got some time tomorrow, so I think I'm going to try and do it then and get it done, because as I said, I know not all you guys use Instagram, and I know, like, some of you stay away from social media, which is good, because there's a lot of shit on social media. So long story short, Fragai, is I'm going to try and set it up for this weekend. I'm going to stream again on Sunday, so I will try and bring it to you on a silver plate by Sunday. Alex, I would actually love to share a pint. When looking over that throne, you are nicely insane. But you know what, Alex? Maybe at some point you will get the chance. I would, like, I know some of you guys have been following this project for a very long time, and I would like to be able at some point to kind of like offer an opportunity for people to come and see it if they come over. So, you know, maybe if anyone, you know, anyone is visiting, we can sort something out. Big Brain, I don't use Apple, and I don't donate on mobile, only desktop. So maybe that's not the case then, Big Brain. I thought I'd heard that when you bypass Apple, the creator gets more of a cut because Apple takes like, is it 30% or something? I don't know. It was some ridiculous thing. But yeah, it's just kind of the reality of things, I think, Big Brain, is all the companies take a cut. It just is what it is. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't help, you know? It really doesn't mean that. I've said it like 100 times now, but where we are in terms of, like, pardon me, where we are in terms of the build and what we've achieved, I could not have done on my own. You know, it's because I have you guys behind me that I am able to get to this stage, you know. I've had very, very, very kind donations. I've had miniature donations and scenery donations, and that's why we are here, basically. That's why we have gotten to this stage. Sorry, another hydration break. Okay, yes. So, that is that out of the way. Let us continue. I will add, though, just while we're on the tail end of that subject, for any of you guys watching who are maybe the quieter guys and you don't like to participate in the conversation, if you guys want to support the channel, you can become a channel member because it helps me immensely, basically. And it allows me to spend more time doing this. So, you know, please consider it if you are enjoying the streams or you are enjoying the build. Okay, so let's move away from that and let's move back to actually trying to achieve some more stuff. So let's get matching transfers on the wing of this Aquila lander. I don't drink alcohol, nor do I think it's safe for my heart. That's fair enough, Big Brain. You do you. That's the important thing, Big Brain. If you don't drink, or you don't smoke, or you don't do whatever, that is your prerogative, and you do things the way you want to do them. You don't have to live by anyone else's standards, Big Brain. You just have to be happy, and, well, that's it. You just have to be happy. Do what you enjoy, Big Brain. I'm on the wrong sheet. I need this one back. Okay, let's go for it. So I need another one of these skulls. Big Brain, the donation I like most is contributing to the project directly. Well, that is understandable, Big Brain, and you certainly have done. Your Harlequin is going to look fantastic, I'm sure. The only thing I would say is there's only a finite amount that you can do, if that makes sense. So your Harlequin and, well, your soon-to-be motorized gate, I guess they're your direct contributions, but otherwise, you know, well, you already are a channel member, Big Brain. So the thing is, whether you say directly, in terms of like miniatures and stuff, you are directly doing it by becoming a channel member. So you're already there. Not to mention all the other channel members that you recruited, let's say. But it's sad to say I don't think I've seen any of them in a stream at all. I've seen new people in our streams, which is great, but none of them were gifted a membership, which is kind of hilarious. That out of all of the people, oh, Frag-Eye, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Frag-Eye. Frag-Eye has gifted someone a membership. That's very kind. Oh, and it's Alex. That is even better, Frag-Eye. That is, see, that is that is cool. Frag-Eye knows what's up. Frag-Eye knows what's up. Yeah, because so we have a few sort of other people who join. Because I have you guys, so I have like my main bunch of dudes, like who I know are on like every other stream, and then we have a few like kind of not. I don't want to say outsiders because they're not outsiders. I see their names pop up quite a lot, but none of them were gifted green names, and I was like, how is it that Big Brain buys like. What was it, Big Brain? 200 subs? How is it that Big Brain gifts 200 subs and not one person who tunes into the stream gets them? That is crazy. It did work. Did you find out what that was about, Frageye? Because I did actually spend some time trying to find out, but on my end it says that everything was ticked, so I had no clue what was going on. But thank you very much, Frageye, and yeah. It's cool that Alex got his green name. That is very cool. Let's see. What? 100 memberships. That was a Big Brain. 100 people. You think statistically that maybe what was it? 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Yeah, you would think that statistically. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I get the right piece of the wing for this. Yeah, sorry, so you would think that statistically it would be someone who was... We would have at least one person who was on the stream. Oh, look, Alex says thank you as well, Fraggo. That is awesome. That is very awesome. Okay, let me put that on, facing outwards. Can't even remember what I've done with it. I keep looking over my shoulder. Right. Cool. Jock says congrats. It is very cool. Thank you, Frageye. I appreciate you making our green names pool bigger. Especially Alex is here. You know, Alex is a regular. I see Alex pop up nearly every stream. Right, that is cool. So, what else should I put on this one? I would really like to sit at this table. Alex, you do sit at this table. All my guys, so Alex, Jock, Frageye, Big Brain, who else have we got? I know that, I'm just looking at my chat there. I know that you guys are the main guys. Quokka, oh yeah, Quokka's here a lot now. I see Quokka quite a lot. But I know who my main guys are that I see all of the time. And some of you are even mentioned outside of stream when I'm talking about my streams to like my friends and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I have my regulars, and you know, I see them every stream. It's cool, but again, like the streams wouldn't be as they are now without you guys. Like, wouldn't be the same thing. Okay, let's get another colourful transfer. First thing I'm going to do though, guys, when I get this better equipment, the first thing I'm going to do is point it down so you guys can see what I'm doing, because it's just all off screen, and I can't remember who mentioned it earlier, but it doesn't make any sense because you're just looking at me. Look, you can only see my top half. So yeah, we'll get that sorted so you guys can actually see what I'm working on, but I feel like it's still going to be me waffling the majority of the time. I was just reading the same comments again there. Yeah, so let's do it. Maybe a Mechanicus one? In fact, maybe we need another little code. I think what we'll do as well is when we set the Discord up, we might have a couple of groups for it, because I don't know whether it will get too I don't want to say crowded, but you know, like some people have the kind of members and the non-members. But I also don't want to do that because I know that a few of you don't actually have. I'm looking at you, Jock. Don't actually have a green name, and I don't want anyone to be left out. So maybe what we will do is just actually, yeah, we'll have a Discord with everyone, and then if it does become a point where it's like green names and grey names, we'll sort that out further down the line. But every day I'm waffling, Jock. I am. It's how I survive, is I just waffle about things. I waffle about Warhammer to you guys, and you all know this is the only way I get it off my chest, because I have no one else to talk to about Warhammer. I have like one friend who's kind of into Warhammer, and then I have you guys. Long live the Greys. Jock, you're pretty much the only Grey now, you know that. It's just you. Everyone else is a green name. All the other regulars are a green name, and then there's Jock. Okay, what do I want? Do I want like a code? Another little code maybe? Yeah. Let's go for a little code. I tried to find another one of these Necromunda Ridgehauler sheets on eBay. I swear the Ridgehauler sheet is the hardest one to find. I was very lucky that Toby gave me this one to work on, or to use for the terrain project. But yeah, when I tried to get one for my like Golden Throne project, I couldn't find it. Frag-eye! Frag-eye! Do you know? Oh, Frag-eye, that was hilarious. It gave it to Ion. Oh my god. I was going to say, so that is hilarious. That is so good. I was going to be like, oh look, Jock, you got your gifted membership from Frag-eye and it's given it to Ions. Not that you are not important, Ions, but I just find it I find it funny that you haven't been active in the chat, and it prioritized you. But welcome to the team, Ions. I think Jock enjoys being a grey name anyway. I think he's fighting for the grey names corner. Oh my god, you could not write that. You honestly could not write that. Alright. So let's get this other transfer on. That was very good. I know that was not what you tried to do, Frag-eye, and I really do appreciate what you tried to do. But you just couldn't write that, could you? Jock, thank you, even if I'm still with my Grey brothers for the cause. Oh, brilliant. I love it. I love it. Alex, same here. My godson, same here. My godson, where? He's 20 now. Something else in his mind now. You all know that. Oh, that happens to everyone. If you're insinuating what I think you're insinuating, I feel like that happens to everyone. You kind of take a step back from the hobby. Although one of the when I stepped back from this hobby when I was a kid, I got really into skateboarding. That was like something that kept me away from this hobby for years. And again, not because I like disliked Warhammer or anything like that. I just kind of spent all my time like going out and skateboarding. And it's only it's only about 6 years ago that I got back into this hobby, and I love it. I kind of wish I never left, really. Imagine all the models I could have accumulated if I didn't leave this hobby. And in fact, you know what? I tell you guys that when I did get back... No, wait, this was before. Sorry, so this was before I got back into this hobby. I sold all my old Warhammer stuff. So I kept my like sentimental miniatures that you get when you're a kid and everything. But I had all these other ones from like I picked up second hand and from like sellers on Facebook and stuff like that. And I sold it all. I did. And there was loads of models that I'm like, oh, I wish I hadn't sold it now. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. But hey, like hindsight is 20/20, isn't it? Ah, the Traitor Guardsman, I'm doing my part for the Grey Names. You are Traitor Guardsman. I think you are a fairly new recruit to the Grey Names, aren't you, Traitor Guardsman? I'm not sure whether I've noticed you around here before. Actually, no, maybe I have. Maybe I have once or twice. But you are doing your part for the Grey Names. And so is Jock. I think Jock is like commander of the Grey Names, because Jock has been here since we started streaming. But you can be like second in command, Traitor Guardsman, you can. You can be second in command. Right, so... look at me umming and ahhing. What else do we have? I just don't want to force anything that I don't think is going to look good. So again, I might come back to certain pieces. So I've just added... Let's see if the camera plays ball. Is it going to play ball? You going to play ball, camera? Nope. What if I move it back here? What if I move back here? What if I move back here? No? Cool. Thank you, camera. You're the reason I'm getting a new one. Alright, so anyway, I put 2 transfers on that. And I think we'll work on the cockpit now. Well, yeah. I do like that reference as well. Do you know, I know what that's from. I know the film that's from, but I haven't seen that film. So please don't jump on me. And in fact, maybe that's one I should watch this weekend as well, because isn't that like quite a big like Warhammer-esque film? Don't dogpile me, please. But yeah, I know I'm doing my part. Alright, cockpit. So, we need another one of those pillars. Skull and the pillars. I still haven't got really a definitive answer of what transfer this is. I think we're going with like the old enforcers. What? What do you mean what, Frag-Eye? What, the film? And I can't think of the name of the film. What is it where there is that reference? I'm doing my part. Is it the? I know it's the one with the bugs and the soldiers. What's it called? Space something. What's it called? That's really bugging me now. What is it called? Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is one of the best anti-war. Yeah, I know. That's it. Starship Troopers. I've got to see it. I've got to see it, Frag-Eye. I know. I haven't seen Akira and I haven't seen Starship Troopers. It's bad. I'll try and change that. I'll try and change that before the next stream. Yeah, I got there eventually, Frag-Eye. My brain is just toast today, though. It's even more toast when I'm on stream because I just can't seem to, like... I can't seem to think properly on stream. I don't know why. I think it's just like the multitasking thing. Alex, I threw out a lot in moving, but I still have the older Rhino and Land Speeder. The Speeder was a bit to assemble. Yeah, I can imagine so, but having the Rhino is a classic. The old school Rhino is an absolute classic to have. I always wanted, back in the day, I always wanted the old Land Raider. Kind of, I can't remember what, like, mark it's supposed to be or what design, but the Prometheus from Horus Heresy, it kind of looks like that one. I guess that one was based on it. But I always wanted that one as a kid, and I never got it. And by the time I did get around to getting a Land Raider, it was the new one, you know? So, that was a shame, but hey. I'd have no use for it now, though. Frag-Eye, the decal is the old Enforcer symbol. Ah, there we go. There we go. Finally, a definitive answer. Because I've been asking, I asked one of my mates on Instagram, I was like, do you know what this is? Because before I put it on my Aquila lander this evening, I want to know what it is. But when you say old, have they discontinued this one now? Are they not using it? Not that it really makes a difference, I guess. The Traitor Guardsman, I'm very familiar with your work. I have been following your throne build across social media for quite a while. I'm glad your channel popped up tonight. Wow, that is awesome, Traitor Guardsman. Thank you very much for following along. I was going to say it's only recently that I've started doing YouTube stuff, but I have kind of dabbled with YouTube for like the past 2 years or 3 years or whatever. But it's only recently now that I do more streams. I'm trying to get more videos. I'm trying to make it a proper thing. I am. But thank you, Traitor Guardsman, and thank you for hopping on the stream this evening. It's nice to have some, well, maybe not new for you because you've been following the project for a while, but it's nice to have new faces for me. Okay, let's put this on. Let's get this old enforcer symbol on. Cool. They do look really cool, these enforcer transfers. I like them a lot. Fraga, you can still use it, but most of the times you have the Helm War skull on them. Oh, that's a shame. I feel like these ones look really cool as well. I like the Helm War skull. I think... well, that's funny, actually. Do you know what, Fraga? That is funny, because riddle me this. Riddle me this. This transfer sheet, it's got the Helm War skull on, but it's also got the old Enforcers on as well. So... make that make sense. Could they not decide or something? I do like the Helm War skull, but I kind of like the old one as well. I think this thing needs an Aquila at the front. It's going to be pretty damaged by the time we weather it, but I think it makes sense. Brain stopped. There we go. I liked how every few months, like back a few years ago, Games Workshop was making Necromunda transfers, and like every Necromunda release they'd have like, well, maybe not every release, but you know what I mean. So they had these, the Hab ones. They also had the Graffiti, which I actually got my hands on, and they had the Propaganda one. I never got to pick that one up, the Hive City Propaganda, but that was really cool. And I feel like they don't do that anymore, and it's a shame, because it's just like that extra little bit of personality to add to your miniatures. So, bring it back, Games Workshop. Bring back more transfers. Bring back transfers for everything. Make not just Necromunda, bring back more 40k transfers. Traitor Guardsman, Kill Team Navy breaches transfers would work well if you have some. Do I have any breaches? I do have the breaches, but I don't know if I got the transfers for them. If the transfers came in the Kill Team box, you know, the one where they were fighting... God, who were they fighting? I can't remember who the breaches were fighting. Anyway, that big box, I've got one of those ones, so if it's in there somewhere, like if it came in that box, I probably have it. Alex, the new land speeder does look somewhat better than the intermittent one that was. Sorry, crap that turret. No! I'm trying to think of the old one, Alex. I'm racking my brains here because I'm thinking of the... Oh, how far back are we talking? Are we talking about the one where they've got all their legs exposed? I also haven't taken a good look at the new land speeder. The one that came with Armageddon. Haven't taken a good look at that yet. Frageye, Traitor, they have a transfer. Traitor, they have a transfer? You lost me there, Frageye. Croots! That was it, Traitor Guardsman. Yeah, oh no, sorry, I see what you're saying, Frageye. You're talking to Traitor Guardsman. Me putting 2 and 2 together and getting 10. Yeah, so they were versus Kroot. They did... Oh, okay. I'm going to have a look around my boxes then, see if I've still got it in there. because I got a set of the breeches, I think, or 2 sets of the breeches. I went a little bit crazy, right? Before I started this project, there was so many box sets that I loved, and I bought 2 of the breeches ones, and I bought 2 of the Arbites ones. So I got a metric shit ton of the scenery. Maybe I should do something with that soon too. Maybe I should make like the interior of a spaceship or a space Hulk. Yeah, because I've got the crew kicking around. I didn't remember the transfers though, Traitor Guardsman. So I'll have a little look and see if I can find them. Let's go with a number. That's what we need. A crashed lander. It needs a number, doesn't it? It needs like some kind of. We're not going to copy Frag Eye though. It's not going to be number 69. We will go with something else. We'll let Frag Eye have that one. Maybe we'll go. Also, I need smaller numbers. So let's go with. I don't know. What do we go with? What number should we go with for our crashed Aquila lander that's not 69? Anyone got an interesting number they want immortalized on a piece of scenery? Anyone got a birthday they want to immortalize? First come, first serve. .42 also off limit. Yeah. We'll stay away from any that could be perceived a certain way. But if anyone has a birthday, if we have any, well, it can be anything really. I got the whole number. I got the whole set of numbers. Traitor Guardsman, I'm after some navy breeches for Voidsman for my red Corsairs to go with the female ship's captain. She does blend in well with those. I've noticed she's got the same boots, hasn't she, and the same trousers. That is a good idea, Traitor Guardsman. Frag Eye, ho, how about 666? Satanic. Frag Eye, how could you? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, two numbers. Why is it you guys choosing 4 numbers? Let's go with 67, 67. Let's go with 2 numbers. So who wants their birthday immortalized? You can have the last two numbers of your birthday. Or do I just put my own? Do I put 92? While I put this Aquila on the front, I will let you guys decide amongst yourselves who wants to be on the lander. Where's this? There it is. Let's make sure it fits. Big Brain's just spitting out all the numbers now. Big Brain, it sounds like you're, I was going to say it sounds like you are AdMech, but binary doesn't have any numbers other than 0 and 1, does it? So that joke doesn't even work. 86. Do you know what, Frag Eye? We'll give it to you. Since you have gifted 2 subs, we will give it to you. 86 it is, Frag Eye. I'm sorry they released some super decal sheet for... oh, one sec. My brain is not working. I'm sorry they released some super decal sheet or phototech sheet and then 6 months... Exactly, Alex. It's gone after a few months. One of the things that I would have absolutely kicked myself over is these Hab sheets. I bought 2 of them when they came out. And part of me at the time was thinking, oh, don't worry about buying them now because you can buy them, you know, whatever point. And then, yeah, a few months later they were gone. So I'm glad I made the right decision there. Trades Guardsman, I'm 50, so it would make it look like a crash relic. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Trader Guardsman, I think we're going to give it to Frag Eye with 86. Hydration break. Rodney Gall, reporting for duty, sir. Hello, Rodney Gall. Welcome to the stream. We are just currently putting some transfers on a crashed Aquila lander at the moment and chatting about everything Warhammer. Talking about all the projects this channel is going to hopefully get to. Well, at the moment, this is what we're starting, is a new project for Hobby House. So we are building a massive table, which comes in 3 parts. It's going to be a... I don't think I told you guys, actually, the dimensions. It's going to be a 6... It's 6x4. Is it 6x4? Yeah, I've forgotten. Wait a sec, look at that. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I am a legitimate idiot. Let's see, I did write it down, didn't I? Did I? Oh my god. 609, 6 foot by 4 foot. It is 6 foot by 4 foot. Yes, okay, god damn it. God, I am an idiot. I really am an idiot. So a 6 foot by 4 foot table. It's in 3 sections. And it's going to be massive. It's going to be Hive City meets the Ash Waste. God, I got there eventually. Is that what you want, Frag Guy? You want 07? Do you want 07 or 86? Final call. I will wait for you to decide, Frag Guy, and then that's going to be the number that forever stays on this. Still need to do this Aquila. Alright, let's do it. I'm glad you guys were able to make it for tonight's stream. I was worried that there was a possibility that no one would join. I know that YouTube really seems to like when you have, you know, regular posting basically, and I know they kind of push you a bit more if you're posting regularly. And one of the things I did worry about is like, oh, I have not gone on stream for a week. I've not even posted anything for a week. And I was like, oh, I bet you YouTube will push it right down to the bottom. But luckily it hasn't done that, actually. We've had comfortable double digits for most of the stream. I say that as it drops down to 6 people, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's been good. It's been nice to have you all here with me. 07 then. Alright, Frag Eye, we're going with 07. Rodney in with the 86 or 69. Well, you know what? 69 has been taken, Rodney. We're going to go with 07. Alex 56 here, why I said I'm an old geezer, still looking at women's legs. Oh, Alex, you're a dirty old geezer, Alex. I think we're going to award this one to Frag Eye, and then I think what we'll do is there's going to be some other stuff on this board. I think we'll give Alex next dibs on number. If Alex is happy with that, I'll give you next dibs. Alright, so... let's put this Aquila on, and then we will go with 07. Is this too big? Is this Aquila going to be too big? It's just a little... So, Sod's Law is just a little bit too big, but I think, because it's literally just the tips of the wings, that once we get some microsol on that, it should just wrap around, basically. Cool. Alright, so 07 for Frag Eye. Let's do it. You see this, Frag Eye? You are going to be immortalised on a piece of tabletop scenery that's going to be in a hobby house. So, let's go with 07. I know it probably seems like a little bit daft for these small things, but I do like you guys to have an input, you know? It's nice to have ideas and just like make things as kind of a team. Just because then it's out there in the real world and you guys have helped inform that decision. Rodney Gold, top of being a Gen Xer at 61. We have a mix of age groups for this channel, which is fantastic. I like it. You know, I want it to be a place where everyone can join. I don't want it to be any like, because age. Let's be honest, age is just a number, isn't it? No one really cares. Age is just a number. We are all here for the same reason, and that's our toy soldiers. Fragai, well, and on the Golden Throne someday. Oh, yes, absolutely, Fragai. Absolutely. 100%. You guys, because I know this is kind of like, not an insignificant contribution, it's a tiny contribution, but the throne, yes. You're certainly going to have more of an impact on the throne, Fragai. And technically, Big Brain is as well. Or Big Brains are going to have more of a impact on the gate, since it's going to be opening and closing. And what I've learnt from that is never to tempt Big Brain and just to be like, you know what? Because I kind of put that out there in the ether. I put that out there as like a joke. It's kind of like, you know what? Because chances are, right, this is a small channel. This is, I don't feel like, or I feel like it would be a long time before we get to like 100 legit members. And I was thinking, okay, if I put that out there, he's not going to take it. You know, no one's going to take it. But I was wrong. So I cannot tempt fate when it comes to Big Brain. The Traitor Guardsman. The only woman's legs I look are a pin-up on the side of a Valkyrie. I've seen those transfers. I don't know where you get them, but I've seen like the pin-up girls that people put on their Valkyries. They are quite cool. I do dig them. It would be something I would do if I had a Valkyrie. A tasteful one. What do we need? I need that 7. Oh, 7. Do you know what I'm finding a lot recently? I'm finding that I seem to get all my ideas when I'm trying to go to sleep. So last night I was thinking about this project and things we can do to it and ways we can improve it. And for some reason, as I'm lying in bed trying to sleep, all I can think about is things to add and the way to set things out. And don't get me wrong, it's brilliant, but why does it have to be when I'm trying to sleep? You know, I'm kind of like gearing myself up for this project when I'm trying to unwind. And it's nice because I can wrap my head around what I want to do with it and how to set it out. But it just prevents me from sleeping because I'm kind of excited about the ideas. As lame as that sounds. Fregai, I thought about taking a pin-up from a classic scale model to put on my Valk. It might be cool, Fregai. I think they look quite cool. I have seen a few online. Rodney Gall, I'm a greybeard that likes BFG, Necromunda, 40k, Imperial Guard, and Loyalist Knights. Do you know what, Rodney? I think you've come to the right place because I enjoy a few of those as well. I think we all do, actually. It's not just me. A lot of our regulars enjoy them. But Necromunda here, absolutely yes. I will preface, I don't play any of these. I just love building scenery and painting miniatures. So any rule stuff cannot help you with. But Necromunda, Battlefleet Gothic is amazing, but I know nothing about it. So maybe if they ever remake the game, I might get invested in it. But I know nothing about it. So yeah, sorry, Necromunda, 40k, absolutely. Imperial Guard, yes, 100%. I think a few of us here are definitely on the bring back more regiments side of things. So maybe some Necromundan spiders, please. That would be fantastic. But yes, you will fit in very well here, Rodney, because we enjoy all of those things. And see, I think you're going to fit in very well here, Rodney. Pin-ups on flyers are awesome. It's just a cool little throwback, and I think it works. and they kind of allude to real world. What would you call it? I wouldn't know what to call it, but they do the cards in some of the Cadians' hats have cards, don't they? The playing cards. So they have the kind of real world inspirations, don't they? Alex might have told you. I love this. I'm putting a Trazio close defense gun on the back of Asmodai's personal transport. That sounds awesome, Alex. That's another reason why we need to get this. I say we. It's another reason why I need to get this Discord going, because you know, you guys tell me about what you're working on, and I'd love to see some pictures, because it only helps to inspire me as well. So Fragai sends me pictures of his work. Fragai's Valkyrie is fantastic, and it's just kind of nice because it like spurs me on, and it's good to know because you guys mention it in streams all the time. I want to see it. So I think Matt, if he's still here, he might have gone to bed now, but Matt is going to send me a picture of his tower that he was working on. So yeah, you know, I want to see it. I want to see it, guys. Right, let's straighten this up. I just realised it's nearly 10:30 already. It's 10:15. The time, when I am doing this, the time absolutely just goes. Which I think is a good thing, because it's like, when you're enjoying yourself, time flies. And I do enjoy doing these with you guys. It's really nice to hang out. And as I said, it's cool to be back. It feels like it's been ages since we streamed. Oh. Harvest lighter. Yeah, that is that the have you got the plastic one, Alex? Have you got the new plastic kit for the harvest lighter? I do need to get me one of those. It might be blasphemy, right? But I would like to get one of those just to use as scenery on a project, like assemble it and just kind of glue it to. Maybe not this landing pad tucked away under here, but I'd love to incorporate it on a. Pardon me, incorporate it on a build. I'd love to see like more Forge World products become plastic kits, because the Harvest lighter is fantastic. So we just need more of the, I don't know, more of the flyers basically, and maybe Titans. Titans, I think, need to be plastic. Probably wouldn't affect the price too much. I think they're still always going to be like really expensive kits, but it might bring it down slightly. And I would definitely get one. I would get a Warhound for this project in a heartbeat. Okay, so there we go. Come on, camera, do your thing. There we go. There we go. 07 Fragai. You're there. There we go. Okay, so that's looking pretty good right now. I think we can let you dry. So I think what we're going to do, guys, is I have to be up very early in the morning, so I think we'll probably do another 10 minutes. I'll put another few transfers on this piece, and then I think, sadly, we're going to have to call it a night. But thank you very much for joining me. It's been very cool. And also thank you, Fragai, and thank you, Alex, for your very, very generous donations. It really does help me keep this going. I cannot state that enough. The Traitor Guardsman. I'm putting together a Necromundan guard squad from the Dustwall garrisons for a Hive... Pardon me, sorry, that was a sentence. I have a tendency to just like run it through like it's one whole blurb of text. Let's try that again. I'm putting together a Necromunda guard squad. I still managed to mess up. A Necromundan guard squad from the Dustwall garrisons. For Hive Secundus Malstrain, Gene Stealer's Horde mod campaign. Let's rock. Heavy Stubber goes brrr. That sounds awesome, Traitor Guardsman. I love all that kind of stuff. Like, I just like the idea of like the fringes of Necromundan society, where you've got like the Planetary Defense Forces, or you've got like Necromundan spiders, just kind of like barely hanging on. You know, they've got like a presence, but they're kind of outnumbered by all the scum. Rodney Gull, I have the spiders. Vostroyan Regimental Companies, Vic Miniatures is doing a Kickstarter for Praetorians and Mordians STLs. See, I love those, Rodney. Vostroyans are fantastic. I know Games Workshop did the re-release, they made order for Vostroyans, and I was so tempted, but I cannot justify the prices they wanted for them. I was looking at the individual models, like the guy with the flamer, and they wanted like £18 for him on his own, and I'm like, no. So that's a shame. And again, the same kind of applies for Praetorians. I've actually got 5 or 6 Praetorians somewhere, the old metal ones. But a lot of these units need to be redone. You know, we need plastic for these. Because Mordians rock as well. Mordians are fantastic. But I feel like it's going to be a while before we see any of these. Frag Guy, I'm with you on that, traitor. Big Brain, it's been nice to see you again. Well, it's nice to have you back, Big Brain. It's been a week. It's been a week since I've seen you guys. Traitor Guardsman, bye for now, everyone. Bye, Traitor Guardsman. Thank you for popping by. Hopefully we will see you in the next stream. So fine, it's near midnight in Denmark. See you next time, my friend. Nice. Thank you, Alex. I am going to put this two last transfers on, and then I'm going to go. But do not feel obliged to hang around if it's late there, guys, you know, because we are going to wrap it up. But I'm just going to do this because then it's done. And tomorrow I can work on it again, basically. So let's go with... Rodney Gall, I agree, Games Workshop are overcharging with 80% markup. It's too much, Rodney. It's too much, especially for these models. You know, the Vostroyans are fantastic models, but I cannot justify paying that much money. If it was a bit cheaper, like, yeah, but I can't be paying £18 for one metal miniature. The funny thing is, I feel like that's more money than people on eBay who are trying to resell them, you know, like before they put them up for made to order, the Vostroyans on eBay, I feel like we're cheaper than that, which is the sad thing. Okay, I'm going to go for one of these red Aquilas for this patch. Let's make sure he fits first. In fact, I better cut him to size to make sure he fits. But yeah, if I get these transfers done this evening, the way I see it is I'm just ready to roll tomorrow. I can just give them a coat of microsalt, and then we can basically start weathering. So, are you going to fit? Yes, alright, perfect. So I'm going to get this one on, and then we are going to call it a night. Rodney Gall, 5:24 EST in the US there. That's I'm trying to think. I'm not too good with my Eastern Standard Time, Rodney. But when occasionally on this channel we get some of the Australian community, and it's always really early in the morning there. And I always give them credit because it's like the first thing some of them do is get up and they want to watch something Warhammer related. I'm like, that is dedicated. That is very dedicated. I'm not sure I even do that. Oh, lovely. Look at that. That transfer again, like that. Let's see if it comes up. I keep aiming at the laptop. There we go. This red Aquila transfer from the Imperial Guard transfer sheet. Fantastic. Alright, cool. So, I think 325, Rodney. I see. 325. A bit of afternoon warhammering. Fraggai, oh yeah, where is the Huffle the Puff? Ah, yeah, where is the Huffle the Puff? There's a few people we haven't seen this evening, but we'll be back on Sunday anyway, so hopefully we'll see some appearances from some folks that we haven't seen for a little while. Alright, so, thank you, Fraggai, thank you very much. I'm going to put some pictures on. I probably won't do it this evening because I am knackered, but I will take some pictures tomorrow and I'll put them on Instagram. Alright, let's do the post-stream wrap-up, because I always feel like I have so much to say. Alright, so I will get the Discord sorted. I'm going to get the Discord sorted tomorrow so we can have that ready for a stream on Wednesday, and we can all start sharing pictures, having a chat. I will take pictures of what we have achieved this evening, and I will put them on Instagram tomorrow. Other than that, yeah, we'll be back streaming on Sunday, probably around 7:30. I think we'll start on the Sunday. I'll put up, I'll put up a video, or not video. Obviously, I'll put up a video because I'm streaming, but I'll put up some more information about it near the time. Rodney, I like your golden throw in the background. Thank you, Rodney. There's going to be more to come on that soon. So if you're enjoying and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider it, because you'll see a lot more about this and what we have in store, basically. Other than that, if there is anyone still watching who is considering becoming a subscriber, God, you see that stuttering all the time, is considering becoming a subscriber. Do you know what? That's it. If you want to become a subscriber, you can do so. It helps the channel, it helps me do all of this stuff and make things, basically. Thank you very much to everyone who has tuned in. God, that was embarrassing. What an embarrassing way to end a stream. Thank you everyone who has tuned in this evening. Fraggai, Alex, Rodney, Big Brain, Traitor Guardsman. You guys have all been awesome. Apologies if I've missed anyone. Thank you very much for joining me on tonight's stream. I will see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.